The entire core goes back a little over 1,000 years.
That's incredible.
The base of this section is probably about 500 years ago. Europeans hadn't even settled North America when these sediments were being deposited. So Columbus doesn't arrive until somewhere at the upper end of this section here. If we date a whole series of those, we can actually build a really nice chronology of events.
So question, you have consistency in the core and then you have these inconsistent patterns. These are events, right?
Right, yeah. So these really coarse intervals here are what's being deposited during a hurricane.
That's a hurricane?
That's right.
You go down a number of years and it's pretty quiet.
Right.
But then all of a sudden you get boom, 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 1, 2, 3 events within, say, 10 years.
That's right.
This is incredible.
So we've got one here at the base of this core. I can show you. This is probably one of the bigger event beds we have in this particular core. So here you got really coarse debris, and there's probably 10 or 15 centimeters of it. Something that large is probably a category 4 or 5 hurricane.
This is like a Katrina.
Yeah, I mean, it could even be more intense than Katrina was.
Hurricane after hurricane after hurricane. There was a lot of activity. Why?
Well, it turns out that this particular interval is one in which sea surface temperatures are actually pretty warm along the eastern seaboard of the United States. And those warm sea surface temperatures actually caused much more hurricane activity. What this is showing us is that what the climate models are saying is really right. Hurricanes are really sensitive to sea surface temperature, and when you warm up the sea surface temperature even a little bit, you start getting more intense hurricanes.
Is that where we're headed right now?
Well, that's exactly the worry. There's this natural variability in the oceans and in the climate system that sometimes it was warmer, sometimes it was colder. But what's happening now is we've been warming up the sea surface temperatures with greenhouse gas emissions. The planet should actually be cooling right now, and it isn't. It's warming rapidly. We've shot past the warmest period in basically the last 450 years.
So by virtue of us heating the surface temperatures of the water, we're already warmer than this was when we had this super violent, very, very active storms.
Right. All right.
Then we look more closely at one of these storms of the past to see what could be coming our way.
This 1821 storm we actually know quite a bit about. So you basically have a really fast-moving Category 3 hurricane going right up the eastern seaboard.